Okay, let's move on to Bianco Must Go. We have, I believe, we have two speakers, Peggy and Joy. Peggy Wortham and Joy Silver.
Okay, I think I'm supposed to go first.
Okay.
Okay, so hi, everybody. I'll put on my RASA hat for this hopefully short presentation. RASA stands for the Riverside Alliance for Safety and Accountability. And I have a lot of notes here, so I hope I can keep my focus on the camera. But let me read from the RASA website, just so you understand who exactly they are. RASA is a coalition of community leaders and neighbors across the county working together to hold our law enforcement accountable and to help all of us feel safer by electing forward-thinking leaders who believe in transparency, public safety, and equal protection under the law. And so to this end, RASA has been seeking out and vetting potential candidates to run against Bianco as one prong of our mission. There are two other areas actually that are part of the mission, and one is to target Jeff Hewitt in the county supervisor's race in order to gain a majority, which could then the Board of Supervisors could create a commission whose duty would be oversight of the Sheriff's Department. That would be a big help. And number two is to target the district attorney's race. And we heard from Judge Strumsky, and we are just thrilled that he's running for DA against Mike Hestron. And I don't think I need to explain anything more. I think he explained what the oversight of the DA's office could do to help us keep Bianco in tow in case he wins the next election. Going back to the supervisor's race, there are two Democrats who are running against him. One is the Moreno Valley Mayor Gutierrez, and unfortunately, he's been endorsed by the Riverside County Sheriff's Association. But there is another Democrat running, and it's Denny Antoinette Mazingo. And so we're going to follow that race and hopefully get a Democrat in Jeff Hewitt's place. So going back to Bianco, RASA is extremely happy he is now not running unopposed. As most of you may have heard or read in the Press Enterprise, Captain Michael Lujan has thrown his hat into the ring. He is a Republican, but he has a lot of good qualities that are frankly much better than Bianco. He strongly feels the Sheriff's Department needs to be more responsive to the public, that there needs to be mutual respect and understanding between the department and community groups. Joy Silver, I don't know if she's here now or she will be here in a minute, and she's going to talk a little bit more about Captain Lujan. So I just wanted to say that RASA's next phase will be writing postcards, emails, launching social media campaigns, and most of us know on the Blue Crew know how to write postcards, all of which are going to require some fundraising. So if you're interested in helping out, you can find us on biancomustgo.com. It has a lot of information. It has some great videos, and we could use a donation if you find it something that you can do. And with that, I made it short, and I will pass the microphone.
Thank you. Joy is here, I believe.
Okay.
Joy. Joy Silver, are you in the house?
Okay, yes, I am. I'm in the house. There's joy in the house. There we go. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about our latest character that stepped out. I don't know if you know that there were quite a few candidates that stepped out and then pulled back. We don't really know why, but we can surmise potential reasons, but that would be conjecture, so I'm not going to bother you with that. But I will tell you that Captain Lujan had 31 years with the Sheriff's Department. He pulled his first set of papers on Friday, And we found out about that when the press started hounding me on Monday morning. I hadn't realized that somebody actually had pulled some papers. He hasn't totally filed yet, so we were able to get some questions answered before he totally files. He is registered Republican, as I said. He's originally from Guam. He's had 31 years with the Sheriff's Department. His wife, Frida, is an African-American, and they live in Menifee. He was stationed in Lake Elsinore, and both Jerry Carlos and Raymond Gregory know him. And Mayor Sheridan, I think, who's on tonight, when I did ask him about the captain, he did say that he was always available to meet with other groups and attend town halls and meet with people. And this seems to be a big thing for him. He feels that he should meet with everybody, including the ACLU, by the way. So I don't see Chad ever doing anything like that. In fact, he thinks the ACLU are unlawful. So there you go. A little more about the captain. We did get a list of questions, and I will give you a couple of short answers on the questions I was able to get the answers to. These are questions that the ACLU had for the captain, and that is he a member of Oath Keepers, 3%ers, or constitutional sheriffs, or otherwise extremist groups? Absolutely not. What is motivating him to run is that he feels that they need a return to integrity into the department. He's very upset with the way things go. Evidently, many of his friends have been encouraging him to run. And he's been watching the news press, and I do think RASA helped out with that by the public opinion poll that we published that showed that indeed Bianco was vulnerable if people were given another choice. Does he share the views on vaccines that Bianco has? He does not. He and his family are totally vaccinated, and he also feels that personal views should not infuse how you do your job. And he says that the Sheriff's Department is in the business of public service, and that he would indeed have, if there's a mandate, he would require that the department follow the law and follow the mandate. He also mentioned that he thinks term limits are a good idea, which he mentioned also mentioned on a LinkedIn post. Will he go out and meet groups? He will go out and meet groups, but he cannot speak at Democratic club meetings, as you know. So if you want to hear from him and you have other groups that are advocacy groups or resistance groups or unity groups, you can have him speak there, but he cannot speak to Democratic clubs. So if you want an email address for him, I would be happy to post that and let people know how they could reach him. He also had something that came up. If you do any background check on him, you'll find that there was, he had retired, but also Chad was doing some kind of personal investigation. So the question from one of the members of RASA was, do you follow procedure, protocol guidelines on investigating DUI accidents? He definitely does. Fiscal responsibility is part of his platform. He feels that there's been a terrible misuse of funds and that much of the equipment and the actual car that the sheriff actually drives, his vehicle, is totally unnecessary and a waste of money and taxpayer money. He has an entire program in mind for how to handle unsheltered or homeless people who have addiction and mental illness challenges. He also feels that there should be justified reasons for concealed carry permits. And he feels, and this I think was one of the most important things that he believes in, and that is he thinks that de-escalation and the training about de-escalation should be, that is your best tool in order to deal with things in the public, and that it shouldn't go to firearms and excessive use of force, but that de-escalation is your best tool to serve the public. So those are some of the things. He's currently, as I understand it, is putting together his entire team right now. And that is my report on our candidate. Of course, we are very thrilled that someone is running against Chad. And the one thing that's critically important is that we want to be sure that Chad spends down his war chest, because he will take that money if he's running unopposed and will infuse it and donate it to other extreme candidates in other areas in the county. So this is a very great thing from our perspective. And at this point, my guess is that we will have these two candidates running. So I think our choice will be, obviously will be Captain Lujan, but I do encourage groups, whether they're personal groups and you want to have a house party to meet him, or whether you're in an advocacy group, to contact him, to ask him questions. He wants to meet everyone, and he feels that that's one of the most important things, to get back to community enforcement and community policing. So thank you for your time. And thank you for having me this evening to talk about this very critical race in Riverside County. I'm open to any questions if there are any questions. Okay, thank you so much.
I think Dennis and Peggy had a question.
Dennis?
Yes, actually, we understand there's a lot of interest in Captain Lujan. And since he can't speak to any of the Democratic organizations, as most of you know, we have a group here in Trilogy, Indivisible Temescal Valley, and we have invited the captain to speak with us at our next Zoom meeting next Monday night. And he has agreed to come and talk to us. So that's on Monday night, the 14th. We'd like to invite everybody to come and to hear what he has to say as our guests. And we'll put the link in the chat along with our email address. And so let us know if you want to attend. The link is kind of cumbersome, so you can always email us and we'll send you the link to our meeting. And let's see. Oh yeah, also, I know that some of you have to be at the Central Committee meeting next week. Unfortunately, ours every month is on the same night as the Central Committee meeting. So we're working with another Indivisible group to schedule another date that we can have Captain Lujan come and speak to us. And as soon as we get that together, then we'll let you guys know.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Dennis. And thank you, Peggy.